Is dispensationalism a historic position, or is it a modern invention of John Nelson Darby in the 19th century? In this book, we'll find out. So I want to do a quick little book, just kind of talk about it real quick because I'm going to make some future videos about it. This book called Discovering Dispensationalism. It's tracing the development of dispensational thought from the 1st to the 21st century. So this is a really good book. It's edited by Corey Marsh and James Fazio. They actually wrote a couple chapters in it. And I want to make a couple videos talking about it. It's very academic. It's made by scholars, basically, and it's trying to take the dispensationalist position because they're dispensationalists, and I would definitely say the majority of the authors of this book are very obviously dispensationalists themselves, but they want to kind of push back on the idea that dispensationalism is not historical. They want to be able to say that, whoa, hold up, anybody that says that it was invented by John Nelson Darby is wrong. We can actually find dispensational thought, not the system of dispensationalism, but dispensational thought. We can find it from the beginnings of the church with Paul through the early church, all the way up through John Nelson Darby and through the modern day today. So with all the anti-dispensationalists in academia today, how it's kind of seen as like a fringe or a movement that's going to die out, this is a really big pushback against that in a really good academic way. And again, really good book. Highly recommend you get it. If you follow some of my posts, I've been posting about it a couple times on my channel. The Bible Sojourner podcast actually has these guys on, and I actually recommend you guys check out that video as well. It's very informative on what the book is about, and they go in a lot more detail than I will in this video. But the book, it's made up of multiple different chapters where they go through different periods of church history, starting from the early church, the medieval church, up until like the pre-Darby era, then during the Darby era, and then they move across to the Atlantic to America, and then through modern day today. And each one is made by a different scholar on each individual time period, each individual subject, and they do a really good job discussing it. And of course, they do end up finding dispensationalism in every single period, which it's honestly, it's just a good read. Even if you disagree with it like I do, you can still learn a lot on what they're purporting. And it's definitely made me think a lot more, especially during the medieval period. There is some interesting stuff in there that we'll deal with, that we'll talk about here in the future on the channel. But the book is a really good read. I highly recommend you get it. It's less than 400 pages. It won't take you that long to read. You'll learn a ton. And also at the end, they talk about some interesting stuff, especially in regards to whether or not dispensationalism is going to be a part of the next revival, because they talk about how dispensationalism was seen as a revival during the 19th and 20th century in America, especially with the Bible conference movement. And they say how this brought about a true biblical lay people mindset of people really being religious, wanting to report dispensationalism. And they try to make the claim that dispensationalism will never they try to make the claim that we'll never be religious, we'll never have another revival without dispensationalism being at the center of that thought. And they do some good jobs of trying to purport that and explaining why they believe that by showing through history how it has worked and how it's been a true thought throughout all church history, and that it needs to continue to be one to make Christianity tenable. And again, I'm going to deal with that in the future video. I just wanted to make a quick review on this book to kind of be like my jump off point on this book, so you guys can see what we're going to be discussing on this channel here in the near future. For you guys that have watched some of my mid-acts videos too, they even have a chapter on mid-acts dispensationalism, but funny enough, men like Terrence McLean and Peter Ruckman aren't mentioned because they're so fringe that they don't even deserve a footnote on a book like this, even in academia. So that's just kind of like a quick description on the book. And it's really well made. It's hardcover. It's really got that nice, it's not white pages. I don't know about you guys, but I absolutely hate it when my books have white pages. It's terrible to look at. This book is that kind of cream color, that little tan brown cream color that it's a joy to read. The font's really nice. It's just a well read, and with all the footnotes, a well researched book. So it's definitely something you should pick up and read if you're interested in an academic study on the history of dispensational thought. So this has just been a quick little review. It's kind of like a jumping off point on this book. if you guys liked it, pick up the book. I'll leave a link in the description. It's not affiliated. I don't do affiliated marketing, at least not yet. It's just for your guys' convenience. And leave me a comment down below if you're going to get the book, if you've read it before. What are your thoughts? Like the video, subscribe for more content, and I'll see you guys in the next video where we're going to be talking about the history of dispensationalism.